ledger. Every day, every night, it costs something to still be breathing. That's what a red ledger is. Every morning I wake up is a line item and something that started accumulating before I understood what nothing. Actually feel like in the clinical sense, the kind of broke that doesn't announce itself because it doesn't need to smoke. And mirrors don't work when there's nothing to hide behind. Poverty is transparent, everybody in the building can find the evidence without looking. Crack walls speak, pipes speak. The silence of a refrigerator that stays empty speaks louder than anything. I heard all of it, absorbed it into something that became the opposite of what they predicted for the coordinates. I came from the red ledger, started there. Every sacrifice I came from, paid into it. Every nigga I lost, every night I sat in something that should've broken me and came back with a different kind of understanding. The red ledger don't lie, it just accumulates. That's all. Red ledger, every debt gets paid. Every night that cost me something made me what I became. Every sacrifice compounded in the dark, in the cold. Red ledger, Providence, that's the story getting told. Red ledger, balance due. Everything the city took, I turned it into proof. Turn it. At the bottom of the bottom was just a different view. Red ledger. We coming through. Line item, 12 years old and already calculating the distance between what was and what I was creating. In the margins of a life that had no margins to begin, just is the age necessity. Survival discipline that most people never have to develop because the floor they stand on doesn't move. Mine always does. Even now, even with the safe full and the operation running, even with every line item in the black, something underneath stays red. Not from memory, the kind that keeps you honest when the city starts to flatter you. The red ledger whispers back everything that costs to stand here. Every single track of blood and sweat and silence, indecision made in the dark without a blueprint or a vision from anyone who came before. Self-author, self-destructed. Red ledger, Providence, every debt collected. Some debts don't have a dollar amount. The ones you owe the people who didn't make it, the ones who are standing in the same coordinates, working the same formula, and got a different result. I don't have a number for that, just a living, just a showing up, just a making it mean something they would've recognized. Red ledger, the balance never fully clears, and I stop wanting it to. Red ledger. Let's go, 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 let's go. 2026 and the column finally shifted from red to something that resembles black. The lifting of a weight that lived in the chest since the beginning doesn't mean the weight is gone, just means the winning. It's happening in real time, visible documenting in the music and the operation. Every cent, a line item in the ledger that started negative and turned into something they call definitive. Proof that the coordinates you come from don't determine the coordinates you run from. They determine what you built from, what you carry, what you owe, and how you pay it. Vary the method, but never the commitment. Red ledger, Providence, every debt getting settled forever. Red ledger, every debt gets paid. Every night that cost me something made me what I became. Every sacrifice compounded in the dark, in the cold. Red ledger, Providence, that's the story getting told. Red ledger, balance due. Everything the city took, I turned it into proof. Turn it. At the bottom of the bottom was just a different view. Red ledger. We coming through. Red ledger. Every day, every night, Providence.